Hello everyone, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, and this is a timeless general pick-a-card reading for the collective, although it's actually not necessarily timeless because we're talking about the month ahead. We're looking at your April forecast, and I just recently did your 3-month forecast in a previous video, which I will share either at the top of this video or in the description box below. However, whenever you come across it, don't be afraid to check out the piles, as there may be something here for you. And as always, take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. And if you don't see yourself in the messages here today, please don't make the messages fit. Check another pile or wait for my next reading. And remember that the predictions and outcomes we discuss here are possibilities only due to the fluid nature of life and your own free will. You can also check out the community tab as well in my channel, because I'll be posting polls and sharing a little bit more moving forward. So definitely check that out. By now I should have posted the schedule for April, so you can get a sense for what's ahead. And like I said, today we are looking at your April forecast. We've got 3 piles for you to choose from today. You can check out the timestamps in the description box below if you already know which one you want to choose, or I can introduce you to the piles now. So pile number 1, we have the Angels and Ancestors Oracle with the Mookite Jasper. For pile number 2, we have the Sacred Traveler Oracle with the pink Crackle Quartz. And for pile number 3, we have the Wisdom of the Oracle with the blue Apatite. So when you are ready, head down into the description box below to find the timestamp for your reading, and we'll see you over there. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So I have already pre-shuffled the cards just to expedite getting these messages to you. And so we're not spending our time together shuffling cards, that you're actually getting your messages, as relatively quickly as possible. So let's look at your April. What does pile 2? What is the energy around April for pile 2? Pile 2, my goodness. Pile 1. Pile 1. And by the way, you chose the Angels and Ancestors Oracle with the Mookite Jasper Stone. So pile 1. Opening energy for 3 keep coming out. So I feel like there's more than one energy possibly for your month ahead here. Okay, we finally have 1. We have Druid. Hold the space. So this Oracle card came out in, I believe, pile 1 of the 3-month forecast that I just recently did. You might be connected to that pile, so definitely go check that out. But this basically is about holding the space to allow and to be for a moment. This is also an energy of when you're feeling pressured to make decisions, to not make any sudden moves or big changes at this time. There could be some things that need to fall into place first. So kind of stand strong where you are and hold the space to allow things to unfold. And so there might be some anxiety about making a decision here, about what is unfolding next. Maybe you're not sure. So definitely don't change your plans at this time. Don't make any drastic moves. This is calling you to come back into a state of trust and holding the space for yourself, holding the space for things to unfold, and trusting that things will work out as they need to. Obviously, if there are decisions that you must make at this time that are imperative to getting things done or moving the needle or paying the bills, obviously, definitely do those things. But outside of that, making big life decisions at this time might not be the time for that. So if you can hold off, maybe just hold the space and give yourself a little bit more time to make the decision. But of course, that's going to be up to everybody and their individual circumstances based on what they're dealing with. Okay, so we're going to get another opening energy card here. Thank you. So you're coming into possibly some material and spiritual prosperity. This is the Six of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. This speaks to an equal exchange of time, energy, resources in order to have that harmony and balance with situations, people, work, career, business, anything in the physical world. So I feel like you're really going to find some kind of harmony here within a situation, within the month of April. There is going to be a sense of balance restored and possible prosperity because of that. So let's see what pile 1 is leaving behind. Okay, so we have the Star in reverse. And just the clarifier for that is the Six of Swords. So this is kind of a moving on energy. You're moving on from something that might not be the wish that you dreamed of or the wish that you desired to have come to life. Possibly for some, there could be a little bit of a giving up energy here. But on the flip side of that, there could be an energy of you leaving behind the hopelessness and not having faith in your dreams. So you could be shifting into this energy of having more faith in your dreams, in your wishes, and you're moving away from anything that doesn't align with that dream or wish. Moving into something, there's a mindset shift here with the Six of Swords. In order for us to move on, sometimes we have to have a bit of a mindset shift and be able to move away from those things that aren't working for us, that are offering us drama and stress and kind of holding us back. And this is the kind of the bravery and courage to move away from something that is familiar into something that is a little unfamiliar, a little unknown, so that we can grow and expand and find our purpose again. So let's look at what are you coming into pile 1 for the month of April. Thank you. We have the Seven of Wands here in the reverse position with the, Seven of Wands and Seven of Cups. So it's so interesting that you've got a couple of sevens here, and I almost wonder if you're seeing the options and the choices that you are going to be able to make. There will be options and choices for you to choose from. However, this could also mean a little bit too much focus on something to the point where it becomes an obsessive behavior or an obsessive kind of action that you're taking here. So you're stepping possibly away from something and moving into something that fires you up a little more to the point where you might feel a little obsessed about it. So with the 2 sevens here, I really feel like there's a desire for more. And I think you're going to get more options, more choices, but we have to be really careful about how we move towards those options and choices, because this can also be very illusionary. You'll notice that while there are a number of options, each cup has a different thing within the cup. Some of them good, some of them weird, some of them not so good. So we have to be really mindful about the choices that we are making and what we are moving into to ensure that we are not getting into something that's too good to be true, or kind of something that is overpromised to us and underdelivered. And I almost feel like you have a hesitation because of these options. There's so many options to choose from that you don't know how to take action. You don't know what to focus on. So if this is work, maybe you have a number of people, a number of customers, a number of clients that are inquiring for your services, or an overwhelm of buyers, which is a good thing, obviously. But, especially if you are in a business that does products and service and you have kind of people coming at you from multiple angles, then it's hard to know what to really focus on and which one is going to best align with your goals. So I think there's an assessment there that needs to happen before taking action, and to ensure that whatever you are choosing is in alignment with those goals and is manageable to the point where you are not kind of running yourself too thin here. And again, just come back to what your goals are. How do you want to feel? Which one of these choices makes you feel the best? And to that end, let's look at advice. So you have the Six of Pentacles here, which makes sense. It is in the reverse position, so there is an imbalance of energy here that I feel needs to be brought back into harmony. So if there's too much take, then we have to balance that with a little bit of give. If there's too much give, then we have to balance that with a little bit of take. So again, that giving and receiving energy needs to come into balance here. With the Hierophant in reverse, this might be something that you're not used to, and this could feel different because you have done something in a certain way for a certain period of time. But I feel like that needs to be broken, that tradition, that routine, that thing that you've been doing that may not be working out as well as you thought, or is as fulfilling as you thought, as successful as you thought, and maybe it's got to a point where it maybe doesn't feel good anymore, then it's time to course correct here. And I think that's your biggest kind of message coming through here, especially with the hold the space, is to kind of hold the space for that moment to assess, that moment before you move forward, and maybe do something a little different, switch things up, be a little bit spontaneous here, and try to balance out those energies of time, money, resources, whether you're giving too much or taking too much, to balance that out a little bit. And bottom of the deck, which is the unexpected, is the Magician card. So this is a good energy to have, I feel, because you are coming into a moment of creating something new. So I feel it's required, this balancing of energies and finding a focus, maybe a purpose, once again, is required in order for you to create something new, to be able to manifest the new things that you want to create in your life, especially if something has felt a little lackluster, a little bit like you're not really sure how to proceed, something's not working, something needs to change. If there's an underlying sense of things not working or being unfulfilling in some kind of way, then some choices need to be made to bring that back into balance and find that passion, that focus, and that equal exchange of energy, which means that we might have to leave some stuff behind in the process, because we cannot take it with us, especially if it's not helpful, especially if it's not working to a degree where you can find that balance and harmony. So we're going to get a final oracle card from the same deck as you chose to end your reading. Bookend the reading here with a final message. So summer, bask in joy and light. So the bask in joy and light could be an energy to embrace. If you had a question about when, summer could be when you start seeing things come into balance, start seeing progress, start seeing things take shape or form. The bee energy is also very indicative of working in community or leaning on community to be able to manifest or create something that you are desiring, and might help in making choices, might help in manifesting, or kind of holding the space to be able to take action eventually, and hold the space for you to share ideas, to maybe delegate some things too. So that community aspect could be helpful here. So pile 1, I hope this reading resonated. This is what I have for you for the month of April. If anything resonated, you're welcome to comment below or like this video. Private readings and newsletter sign-up links are available in the description box below if you're interested. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Sacred Traveler Oracle with the pink Crackle Quartz, and I have pre-shuffled your cards so that we can expedite getting your messages to you. I've decided to not do any shuffling on screen, just because it just chews up time. Unless you'd like to see the shuffling. I mean, this is probably the only shuffling that I will do, because I do want you to see the process of me getting the cards. But the other shuffling doesn't feel very, I don't know, useful, helpful. Anyways. Okay, we're speaking to pile 2 now, Spirit. What is the energy for April? Energy for April for pile 2, please. 1 card. Energy for April, pile 2. Thank you. Crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Lots of stuff going on there. So take whichever one kind of works for you. This could be a time of you transitioning from one place to another, from one side of the bank, the river bank, to the other, and moving through some energies of releasing what can't come with you, and connecting with new people, new experiences. Maybe some healing is involved. Okay, so energy, another energy card. Aha! So we have the 6 of victory and success, and this is the 6 of wands in the traditional tarot. And this is about celebration, and I love the color pairing here. This is almost like celebration of you crossing or transitioning over from one side to another here, of moving along, of taking some kind of leap, of doing some kind of healing or releasing. Lots of feelings of celebration here. I definitely like this energy for you. It's not to say that whatever you're experiencing is easy, but I feel like it's positive. It's positive for you. So I've pre-shuffled your cards. Let's look at what you're leaving behind in the month of April. So 5 of Swords. This could be some hurtful things that have been said, possibly by somebody who isn't quite emotionally mature here. This could be, things said in haste. This could be things that really played with your mind, or really had some kind of impact on how you think, how you feel. But yeah, definitely, an energy, there's an immaturity here, kind of winning at all costs. And this could be an energy around you. And I feel like you're moving away from that. I feel like you're leading with your heart. And your heart is telling you that this isn't the right place for me, so it's time to move on. It's time to move to sunnier skies, to more loving energy. And I feel you almost have, there's this feeling of, you have this feeling of, I have enough love for myself that's enough. So whether this is, an energy of, you might be having some challenges with people around you, whether that is friendship, family or somebody that you're in a loving connection with. But you are done, I feel, with whatever this energy is, and you are willing to win at all costs here, because if this is an energy that's really sharp and not very soft, and it's hurtful to you, then yeah, you should win that battle, not from a verbal standpoint, but through your actions. Lead with your heart, lead with love, is the energy that I'm getting here. And I feel like that's what you're doing. Instead of engaging in this, that you're moving away with love. So let's see, what are you moving into now? What is pile 2 moving into? What is pile 2 moving into? We have the Fool in reverse. So there's kind of a dawn of a new day, I feel, but there's a little bit of insecurity about it, and clarifying that is the Emperor in reverse. There's, a bit of hesitation, because the Fool energy is very joyful, happy-go-lucky. I'm just going to do this thing and worry about the consequences later. And, you know, it's a bit oblivious when it's in the upright position, but in a good way. There's a sense of adventure. There's a sense of playfulness, a sense of taking calculated risks. In the reverse, there's either a hesitation or a block to doing that. And there might be some additional risk-taking that could potentially make you feel a little bit insecure. Now, I'm not sure what that is about, but there is a sense of feeling like you're out of control. And that could be because of the risk that you are moving into. I think that whatever this risk is, it's big, it's significant, because we have 2 major arcana cards here. And this could be out of pure survival. So, and that could make you feel quite insecure, because you don't know where you're leading, where you're being led. You don't know what the foundations of this new chapter looks like, but I feel a significant shift or transition into a new chapter. And I feel like because these are both in reverse, that it might not be something of a joyful nature or something that you were really ready for. I mean, mentally or maybe spiritually you were, but physically or even emotionally you might not have been ready for it. So I think that, I mean, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, but it's not something that you're willingly jumping into. This is something that I feel like you're being kind of pushed into a discomfort zone versus you willingly going into a discomfort zone, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of doubt here, a lot of insecurity, but given your oracle cards, I feel that this is going to be a wonderful, beautiful thing, because this gives me the same feeling of the Fool, where this person's following the light across the bridge and they don't know what's on the other side. Same with this person. Both the Fool and this person are on the edge, kind of in a very similar stance. So I do feel like victory and success is on the way here. You just might have to get into a little bit of discomfort before you get there. And yes, I feel like, there's a feeling of lack of control, like you don't have control over the situation and kind of what happens. But let's see what the advice is to maybe help you get through this. Pile 2. Thank you. What is the advice? Judgment. So hearing the call. There's a call I feel that you are hearing that I feel you need to step into with bravery and courage. We have the 2 of Wands in the reverse position. You might not know what the future holds, but this is a test in intuition, a test and trust, a test of trust within yourself. And to be able to move through this, knowing you have the strength, the courage, the resilience to be able to move yourself into a new chapter. And this is also a shedding of a new skin. So you are shedding a lot of old stuff. You're releasing in order to connect with kind of a new you here, a new chapter. And there might be kind of a lack of not knowing what the future holds, and that's okay, because I feel you have already a solid foundation kind of set up for yourself. It's just a matter of kind of getting through this energy before you can really start rooting yourself into looking out into the future and starting to plan again. But I think it first requires you to step into what is calling you, what is your intuition calling you to do, what is your spirit calling you to do at this time, and being adaptable to the changes that are happening around you at this time, to kind of step into it as uncomfortable and maybe as surprising as it may be to do this, and you may not want to do it. I feel like there is an energy here of requiring you to move into that and to not resist the changes that are required within you, and for you to step into this new chapter. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Cups. So there's definitely something here that's felt a little unfulfilling for you. Could be related to the relationships you have in your life, those heart-centered connections that you have. So it's definitely, I think you've kind of reached a little bit of a dead end with a relationship in your life here. Could be platonic, it could be a love relationship, it could be a connection with a friend or maybe even a coworker. But I do feel like not only have you kind of reached the end of something, but you're stepping into something brand new. So there's going to be a little bit of discomfort. However, I feel that you need to focus on the successes that you've had up to this point, while also, leaning into the discomfort a little as well, and leaning into the feelings that come up, because that's going to help you build trust and confidence within yourself as well. So in the flow, everything is smooth sailing. So I feel like this is an energy of what you're stepping into, and when this is all said and done here, because this is also a person who is in this sleigh, and she's not controlling it. There's no steering wheel. There's no whip for the reindeer, if there's reindeer on the other side of that. This is kind of just a settling in feeling, and allowing things to flow the way they need to not resist the things that are kind of begging to be changed or to move at this time, to kind of step into those feelings that come with this, the discomfort, the excitement, maybe the walking away from things and people and environments that are not necessarily for your highest good, to go with the flow of a new adventure and to stepping into a future that might be a little unknown, can be both a little disconcerting but also a little exciting at the same time. So kind of doing what you can to work through it, but also understand that, there's a certain, there's an opening here that I feel is happening, and you're kind of stepping into some really cool new energy, very adventurous energy here. So yes, pile 2. I'm excited for you, but I also understand how difficult this might be. So my biggest hugs. This is what I have for you. If anything resonated, please comment and like the video. Private readings and newsletter sign-up links are in the description box below. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the blue Apatite with the Wisdom of the Oracle. And I've pre-shuffled these cards to expedite your messages. We'll get strongest energy now for your month ahead. What are you leaving behind and stepping into here? Okay, you have the Thinker, number 44. This is a card, 44, 4 plus 4 is 8. So there's a sense of manifestation here. Maybe you're thinking about what actions and manifestations you want to bring in. How do you want to communicate? If there's some communications issues, there could be a sense of you between two choices and thinking about those choices. So there's a sense of you there's two messages here. Either you need to think about something and spend time thinking about that, about the next action, the next best step, or choosing between two things, or you might even be overthinking here. So what are those things that you might be overthinking that you need to take action on already? Maybe you've been thinking about it for a number of weeks, days, months, I'm not sure, but there's a sense of you really pondering something here and trying to find an answer. So let's see if your reading kind of gets into those answers. Could we get another energy card for pile 3, please, for their month of April? What can they expect in the month of April? Spirit, one card, please. And I've pre-shuffled these as well. Forgot to knock. Okay, you have many. So let's see here. Patience and planning. That goes really well with the thinker. We have truth and the throat chakra, communications. That's exactly what we were talking about with the number 44 there. We've also got the truth, which is the justice card, coming into some kind of truth, coming into some kind of balance of some wrongs being righted, or some kind of adjustments that are required in order for you to come into some kind of balance here. Fours also speak to foundations here. And so there's a sense of you trying to find that foundation, that balance, that equality of things. So patience and planning is about taking a step back and thinking about something for a time, and thinking about the pros and cons, the benefits and the downsides, and just what aligns with you the most, what feels exciting, what feels draining, almost doing a paring back. And it could take you, there's seasons in here as well. So it could take a number of weeks or a number of months to come to that conclusion. So, which is why we need that patience, is because that planning and that final decision might not be as easy as, okay, let's do that. It might need to you might need to gather some data in order to find some truth. You might need to spend some time speaking to people or communicating your needs or wants with somebody. Lots of messages here for you. So let's get into your tarot now. What is pile 3 leaving behind? What is pile 3 leaving behind? So you have the Two of Pentacles, and then clarifying is the Hermit card. Yeah, interesting. I think you're leaving behind this idea of having to do it all, of having to balance everything, figuring things out, and maybe that's what you're thinking about. And again, we have the 2 pillars here. So again, I get that sense of balance. With the Justice card, we have those, oh gosh, it's escaping me now, the scales. So again, and with the 2 fours, we have that sense of balance within your foundation. So lots of balancing energy here, lots of coming into balance. But I feel what you're letting go of is this idea of having to do it all and having to do it perfect, and having to kind of give your time equally to certain things. And there's even this sense of you maybe having a moment of introspection too, which could be part of this thinking energy of you really immersing yourself in solitude and the quietude that you need to make decisions moving forward. So you could be currently in this energy of having to balance everything and needing to find space to kind of think and figure things out. But I feel like that is something that you're going to leave behind. And I have a feeling that action and planning is going to be kind of the things you're coming into, just based on the cards that are coming out in your oracle. And also with this, because they're juggling this thing, but they're also turning away from this choppy water. It's like you're pretending that everything is fine when actually underneath it's not. So I think you're really kind of accepting what is going on, what is happening within you. And you're really coming into this energy of, okay, there needs to be some adjustments made because I'm actually not fine. I'm actually not doing as well as it's kind of looking on the outside. And I think on the inside, you might even be feeling a little bit isolated in this process. So, yeah, I think that's what you're leaving behind, is this idea of having to do it all, and maybe even having to do it all alone. Okay, so let's get into what you're coming into in the month of April. Thank you. One more. Oh, pardon me. Not one more. I forgot we weren't doing clarifiers. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. And the one that flipped out is the Three of Cups. It was kind of more reversed than not. What you're coming into is an energy of self, of being okay, being a little bit selfish, of not trying to be everything to everyone. Maybe stepping back from, or paring back, or moving away from social interactions. Again, I get that hermit energy because maybe there's been too much emphasis on socialization, and it could very well be draining you or overwhelming you. So I really think you're connecting in with, what do I need versus what other people might expect of me from an emotional standpoint, meaning what does everybody else need from me? And I think there's going to be a significant kind of flip on that, because the Ace of Cups is about that new emotional opportunity to find the things that fill us up, and I feel like this is going to be a moment of self-love, of filling your cup up before you kind of think about what everyone else needs. So I think that could be part of the balance that we saw in the Oracle cards at the beginning. That could be why you're thinking about things. And it could even be you coming into an era of communicating whatever you're feeling a little bit more. This may upset people. This may disappoint people. It's totally okay. We can't sacrifice the things that we need in order to make other people happy, especially if we are feeling drained, especially if we are feeling like our own basic needs and wants aren't being met. And by needs and wants, I mean if we are feeling like we need to have some quiet time, then we should be able to take that quiet time for ourselves and not feel like we have to do what other people want us to do. You know, there's obligations, but outside of those obligations that are required, then there's kind of this feeling of, what do I need? You know, outside of the obligations of having to go to work and care for children and all that, what is it that I need on top of all of that? How can I meet my needs just as much as I meet the needs of other people as well? And then also, what fills your cup up? So again, coming back to those wants about, you know, I want to go have coffee at a cafe or something. You know, if that's something that you've wanted to do, or maybe go to the library or go to a movie by yourself, those little things that kind of fill us up and make us feel good and refreshed and rejuvenated, I think is kind of the focus here, what you're really stepping into. But it's going to require communication so that people around you know that it's nothing personal, that this is something that you have to do for yourself in order to maintain a certain level of balance within you, so that you can show up for other people in the most, in your fullest form. So let's get some advice now. For pile 3, advice for pile 3 for the month of April. Thank you. Look at that. We've got the Queen of Cups and we have the Two of Wands. This is about your future. What do you want for your future? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your business or career to look like? This is kind of a necessity. This is the planning stage of, okay, I've obtained a certain level of things. whether that be skills, whether that be, goals or dreams that you've attained, that you've succeeded. And now it's coming back into that planning of what's next. Let's look out into the future. There could be a feeling of, or there could be a sense of travel here. You could actually need to travel somewhere to get away from the day-to-day routines and the things that are kind of feeling a little bit repetitive. And again, that could be something that fills you up, a solo trip where you're not kind of thinking about what other people want and what other people want to do, and what they want to see is this is kind of all about you and filling your own cup up here. And with the Queen of Cups, it's exactly what she does. She knows how to kind of maintain a certain level of emotional balance, and she does that by understanding what the priorities are, the emotional priorities. And she tends to kind of nurture her own emotional self so that she can show up for other people and be kind of a nurturing mother energy to other people as well. So it's about self-care. It's about, all those things that make us feel rejuvenated and refreshed after a long week of work. It is those things that really fill us up. And if that means taking a time out from socialization so that we can have a sense of downtime or quiet time, so that we can think and we can kind of plan in the background of our minds, that we can do that. So I really feel like the month of April, and just bottom of the deck energy, after all of this is said and done, which is interesting, we have the Four of Swords. So again, it's this rejuvenation energy that I feel is really coming through strong here. And however you see fit, this doesn't necessarily mean staying in bed for a week. This is basically just attending to your own emotional needs. I don't necessarily get physical, although there could be some physical needs that need to be tended to as well. And as well, we've got kind of a Seven of Pentacles energy here, but I feel like this is a real emotional journey for you. This is emotional fulfillment. This is emotional exploration. And this is expressing those emotions as well. It's not just keeping them bottled up, and hopefully someone will pick up on how I'm feeling. And this is about, okay, I really need some downtime this weekend and I need to not do anything, or I need you to go walk the dogs today and I just need to chill out at home, or whatever it is. It could even be a vacation where it's like, I'm going away for a week. I'm going to wherever, Hawaii, Mexico, somewhere where I can just relax and be on the beach and not have any obligations to anyone. And, there is a time and place to tend to the needs of others and fulfill our obligations, but there's also moments where we need to tend to ourselves as well and refresh and refill our cup so that we can show up to our obligations and in our relationships as fully as we can. So one final message for pile 3 here. And also to have a level of balance and to maintain that balance with the truth. What is your truth? It might also even be part of this discovery. Maybe you don't realize it, that some adjustments need to be made. So it's about really taking the time out to assess what that truth is, how you're feeling. How are you feeling about everything? And we have new life. So I feel like that's a real kind of a beautiful energy of, look at her. She's kind of waking up after some rest and rejuvenation, and she has a feeling of this regeneration is just radiating from her. Is I'm feeling refreshed, I'm feeling rejuvenated. I feel like I can show up for the tasks that I need to show up for, the work that I need to do, the people in my life as well as myself. So there is a sense of a new life coming through here after a period of rest and rejuvenation, and filling our own cups up, maybe even having a think about what that looks like, or if this is even something for you as well. Because a lot of the times, this kind of energy this kind of energy of not realizing that we need to rejuvenate is, it kind of goes under the radar. We think we're fine, and maybe that's what this two of Pentacles energy is. It's like, yeah, I'm fine, but underneath it all, I need a timeout. I need to take a bit of a break here. I need time for myself. So again, just have a think about that. Have a check-in, see how you're doing. Are you feeling unbalanced in any way, especially emotionally speaking? Are you feeling kind of drained or tired or fatigued about something in specific? And this new fresh life, it's like a spring-like energy, which is kind of nice as we come into spring in the Northern Hemisphere here. This is about optimism as well, and really feeling kind of a little more hope moving forward. And, and being able to see the opportunities of abundance, and seeing opportunities to do things differently, or new opportunities to explore. Have the energy to stay curious and to be able to have a renewal of hope and faith even. So it's very electric energy. But of course, this doesn't necessarily happen magically. We have to work towards that. We have to foster an environment that allows this to kind of emerge within us. So I think that's what your month of April is looking like, pile 3. And I do hope this resonated. If it did, you're welcome to comment below, and please like this video. Private readings and newsletter sign-up links are in the description box below if you're interested in that. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading.